The identity shift that changed my business and whole life forever. Now, I know this video is really going to relate to you, especially if you're a great coach, if you're getting really good results, you want to grow, but you're slightly resistant to change. And also, you're worried about losing control. I have been there. I call this coach mode. Now, coach mode is where you've got your head down, you don't believe anybody else can do it as good as you, and you just keep going up and up and up and up and up with client. Now, I'll tell you right now, but you're not really going to take this on board, that not only can you not scale that, but you're actually tightening a noose around your neck. It's getting tighter and tighter, and it's just going to create a massive constraint where you're not going to have enough time. You're certainly not going to improve the quality, but you're just going to get stuck. There will become a point where you get stuck. Now, the problem is, this is where my identity needed to shift. If I can just keep being a busy coach, I'll eventually get to a point whereby I'm ready to bring somebody in. I made this mistake. Luckily, it wasn't too costly. Some of my colleagues and friends get to like 100 clients and then they are tanked because every day of the week, they're flat out working with clients. And then they try and bring somebody in to help them and they just can't do it. So I needed to shift my identity. And this is the thing. When you're in coach mode, you're stuck. If you want to be able to make a bigger impact and help more people, you've got to make coach mode into business owner. Well, one of the first things I did at that business owner level was not having a 3-month or 4-month goal, but having a 3 to 5 year goal. This was an identity shift that I needed. A lot of coaches think about a month down the line, or what am I taking? I'll just take on a few more. But I adopted a longer mindset, shifted the identity to somebody that's building something bigger. A lot of you are thinking 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line, I want to get to another 2K, 3K, 4K. I actually fast tracked to 5 years time. And regardless of how I felt, I wanted to be able to make a lot more impact and help a lot more people. And so with that, I had to think, okay, let's map that out. What do I want that to look like? If it's a number of clients beyond me, then I've got to change my perspective on losing control. If I fear losing control, what's the opposite of losing control? Having control. If I'm resistant to change, I then need to be open to change. Then I need to look at what would make me feel more comfortable when it comes to losing control. What would make me feel more comfortable when it comes to resisting change? Well, I then needed to become the architect. I needed to become the designer. And this is funny. When you're a coach, you're in the weeds. Everything has to come through you. Every inquiry, every sales call, every check-in, everything that you do funnels through you. Now, you think about how much is coming in through you. You don't have any time to think. Then I switched into my architect identity. And my architect identity was, well, to be able to give control, to be able to be open to change, I need to have better systems. I need to think more like a leader and a decision maker. Now, this is important. There was an identity shift that moved from being coach mode to leading decision maker. As the architect, I was now a designer of the future. And then I mapped out what the future needed to look like. Now, this was all with support and guidance. I remember one of my mentors, Clarissa, personal development mentor, she said, especially when I started to put on a few seminars and I started to do a little bit less coaching and started to slightly delegate some of my coaching, she said, why are you not doing as much coaching? And I felt that identity popped up, coach mode, and I started to get defense issues. No, it's not a challenge. I'm going to point something out to you, but you're scaling your influence. And this was just such a pivotal identity shift for me, is when you're in coach mode, you're not scaling your influence. You're tightening a noose around your neck. You're literally going to get to this sticking point where you can't grow anymore. But when you think about scaling your influence, being an architect of something bigger than you are today and creating a vision 3, 4, 5 years further ahead, you're then thinking bigger. And she said, you're scaling your influence. What I meant from that was, if I'm coaching 50 clients, and I can then have a coach working with me that's doing 15 to 20. And then I'm doing seminars to 100 coaches who have all got 40 to 50 clients. My influence is becoming incredibly larger, exponential essentially, because it's just filtering down through all these people. So the resistance to change, the downside is that was that I was not able to make a bigger impact. The fear of losing control was a reminder to me that I haven't got systems that are capable of teaching what I know to other people. So I've gone through this coach mode trap. To get myself out of the coach mode trap, I needed to think longer term. To get myself out of that, I needed to start thinking more of an architect. And any of the fear around losing the quality of people not knowing me or somebody else getting it wrong shifted into, I now need to become somebody that builds systems and structure and strategy. And my identity shifted to teacher. So this is where the shift came. I'd done 10 years of studying my craft. My identity shift from coach to leader, which was distilling all my information down into how-tos. It started off with ebooks, and I just put my information in ebooks. It started off by putting my information into PDFs and documents and structured how-to frameworks. And then I started sharing that with my first coach. And then what I did before I even let my coach take on anybody was take them through it and assess their knowledge and ability to deliver, show me programs. And in this shift, I realized that the resistance to change was because I didn't have systems. The resistance to change was because I didn't actually have a longer term vision. And the resistance to change was because I hadn't actually designed something that was bigger than me. And then this is where the identity is. If you don't have anything to step into, you have no reason to move identity. So you just stay locked in that. And a lot of coaches keep telling me, I don't want to do this, don't want to do that. But if you step into this architect and visionary identity, you start to realize that the only way to be able to do that is by putting systems in place and then teach people. I'm going to stop the video just for 2 seconds because I've got a free gift for you. Now, I created a 5-part mini series called the Online Coach Income Accelerator. And in this video series, I teach you the incredible opportunities that lie ahead for online fitness coaches today. I then talk to you about how to attract, engage, and market to your dream customers. Now, when you have these dream prospects in sight, I then teach you how to land the high-paying clients. Now, to download this, to get immediate access, all you need to do is to click the link in the bio, and you'll receive immediate access as soon as you submit your details. I'll see you there. So coaches stay stuck in the system. I needed to get out of the system, but in order to get out of the system, I need to identify more of an architect of my life and a leader of people. Now that started off with 1 coach and then 2 coaches. And now we have multiple coaches that are in the business, not only teaching business, but back in the day for me, it was teaching online coaching of fat loss and body transformations. So this identity shift, this coach mode that you're stuck in right now is so easy to shift it. But there's no reason for you to shift into it yet because you haven't created what this bigger game needs to be. It was such a pivotal moment for me. And when Clarissa said to me, why are you now wanting to expand and why are you wanting to help more people around you to look after other people? So I wanted to scale my influence, but I also, importantly, wanted to prove that I could actually clone the knowledge that I've got across multiple people. And that is a skill in itself when you step from coach to leader. So the thing that may be holding you back right now is the fact that you haven't switched your identity and you're holding on to coach because you haven't really put together a framework of what you would teach somebody else. And when you do and you step into that, you're opening up a whole new world. And the funny thing is about this identity shift, you're probably not going to need to push lead gen. You're probably not going to need to push Facebook ads. You're probably not going to need to do a lot of the fancy gimmicky stuff. You just need to make a shift from coach mode to leader and architect of the next stage of your life. Because once you free up that space by having people alongside you, all the leads that you've been holding back because of the current coach mode identity will just filter in and go straight to that coach. It's how you grow. It's how you scale. A lot of people think identity doesn't matter. When it opened up for me and I freed it up, just floods of people kept coming in. The identity shift is the thing that's holding you back. It was the thing that was holding me back. It was the thing that I was resistant to change. But when you open your mind up to it, it's one of the fastest ways to scale. So I hope you found this helpful. It was a big shift for me. It's a big shift for you. Great opportunity for you. But for now, make sure you click like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.